I can't help but trip and fall over your energy, he says in an exasperated, gleeful tone, each word delivered through sighs of ecstasy and surrender. It just spills over and covers me. That is how a lover once described my essence as I kissed and caressed his adoring face, following a most rapturous journey of our soul. This energy, this loving energy that had rushed forth after being damned against his will out of preservation, soaking our bodies, soaking the sheets, the room, that space with pure love. Tired and worn from too many days witnessing too many man-made deaths, he came from the front lines of Sisyphean work. He does every day to care for the world, and he needed replenishing. And I needed healing. We all do from time to time. See, I was born a healer. It's part of my unique purpose. So I opened my wellspring of divine, fulfilling, compassionate love to lighten his spirit and send him back out into the world a little bit better, to do more good. This love, my love, something that was birthed in my soul before I was even born, imprisoned in a physical environment, so embattled and traumatized that it recoiled from its charge to nurture my body. A woman's heart broken and shattered into a million pieces. Asked to create the most precious gift of life, another loving being to share love with the world. And her body would struggle with this delicate child within. And the pain of the world would seek to destroy me. Disorder, a deadly black woman's disorder, but common became the marching orders to fight for survival for a mother and a child. A war between heaven and hell. The casualties could be exponential and only grace could save us both. The mixed signals told her body that I was a foreign invader to be destroyed and extinguished. And so my spirit had wrapped itself in a cocoon of love and of light, and held on to the promises of providence to survive the onslaught. And when nothing more could be done, both of us barely holding on to this plane, pulled from the wreckage, a mother and a daughter would be separated for days, weeks, months to heal. A delicate life, seeking the physical comfort of her mother, her touch, my heart began to pulse out love songs to the universe. My cries vibrating rhapsodic, beautiful, clear messages like a beacon of love to the world to hear, to draw the vast from the vast isolation into my light. Undaunted, unaware of my supernaturally small size and the natural rules which declared me empirically dead. My voice would blast through the plexiglass walls, and those who heard it believed it to be the definitive hand of God touching their hearts. And I would give them my love, and their hearts would lighten. And so on and on it would go into infinity. This mission to give mightily, to love fearlessly. I love you, I would say to the nurse as she wrapped my body in a minuscule blanket to try to swallow me. I love you, I said to my sisters who nearly lived their greatest fear as they watched their mother almost die in front of them, struggling to breathe, heart still broken into too many pieces to be able to comfort and hold her children in the ways that a mother might. I love you, I said to my sister's father as he came out of prison after so many years. His hardened face turned tearful as I wrapped my small fingers around his hand. His own daughters were too stunned to articulate the fear and the elation they had for having him back in his life again. I love you, I would say to the boy from across the street when I used my body as a shield between him and the bullies that would frighten him so much that he would wet his pants in fear, even though his father called me a nigger. love you, I would say to my friend's little brother every time I would come to visit. I always pulled up a chair and hung out next to his wheelchair, carrying on conversations with the boy whose body robbed him of normal speech. And we talked about the day. We talked about movies we loved, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was all such normalcy. And that love was reflected in the tears that would fall from his mother's face as she silently watched us. I love you, I said to my best friend as I held her through heart-wrenching sobs. See, my family was too poor to send us on the fast trip that everyone went on, so I sat in a darkened, empty classroom. They put her in the room with the mean girls who mocked her and made her sleep on the floor like an animal. I was not there to protect her. My love could not shield her from their cruelty. I love you, I said to my mother as I wiped off of her sweat-soaked brow. Death would call for her again. But I cared for her through my fears and the painful battles with my sisters who once again saw history repeating. That love healed her. She would pull through. I love you, as I shouted goodbye to my ex-husband. See, his depression, it robbed him of so much. I gave and gave and gave my love in a million ways. To love myself, I had to let him go. To heal myself, I had to love myself. I love you. I said to our friend as he was on his deathbed. His family too distraught to function, bereaved in the mere thought of his impending loss. Calm and steady, I convinced him to take the feeding tube and carry on until he was finally going to be ready to don his angelic wings. He would go on to have 3 more birthdays and Christmases, long enough to ensure that his daughters were the final vision he would see before he went on to the heavenly plane. And I would repeat those words to my grandfather. On our final telephone conversation, I said, "Granddaddy, our love is eternal. And it's okay to rest and to be free of pain. We would all be okay," I told him. "We would never stop loving one another," I told him. So I never fear loving or telling others that I love them because it is transferable energy. Infinite energy, the natural order. I wrap my arms and my love around my son. I pledge my love to my partners. I share my love with my work. I nurture my love with my family and my friends. I exemplify my love. But most importantly, I honor that my love, it never belonged to me. It is but on loan from God. And with this poem, I now give it to you. Please, use it wisely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Raven Havens, Schiller, Jaco, Schiller. We are Queen Kiah and the Ruminators.